Okay, now we're
Do
recording.
I call you Mister? Are we on? All right,
Yes,
let's go.
we're recording now. So first off, some things came out this, what has it been? A whole week now of Epstein revelations?
It's all a blur because I've just been doing show after show and then reading files like an addict.
Well, there were 3 million files dumped on a Friday, I believe, which is a classic tactic. I think there was just too much stuff in this to kind of ignore, though, on a classic Friday news dump.
They tried to redact, but they missed some spots.
So I'm looking
And
here.
it's only half. They said it's
Yeah, that's
50%.
right. Yeah, there's
Oh, the
more.
camera went out.
Sorry, I fixed it. Yeah,
They
that was
said
my
it's
fault.
50%, which means 6 million files. And since Ben Shapiro denied that makes him a 6 million denier.
Yeah, they said this was just half the batch. Let me ask you though. I saw you put out a tweet, and you said maybe this is
You
to
see that
get.
I'm in it?
I did see that, and we could talk about that too. But I saw you put out a tweet that said maybe they're trying to get some people in line based on what was released. Some files could go missing, perhaps in the future if you get back on board. Like,
Yeah.
what
It's
would you
like,
say to that?
other than Peter Mandelson, who's getting his properties
Oof.
rated right now, the rest of them, once they know, oh, look, you had lunch with Epstein and it's creepy and all, they're saying, hey, scrub your computer, scrub your phone, get rid of all the stuff you have before we come. It's like a warning shot. And it also allows people, if you look at a lot of these people are Democrats, and it's Trump's DOJ that decides what goes out and what doesn't. It's very overwhelmingly Democrat, in fact. So what's in the other 50%? And I just was thinking, how come only 4 congressmen on the Republican side wanted this out and all the Democrats wanted it out, and it comes out and it's all Democrats? Well, it's Trump's DOJ selecting what gets censored and what doesn't. So they put the stuff out on Democrats. But then you have a whole lot that's not out at all. And you have a whole lot that's out, but it redacts the names. Like, who's saying this about torture video? Who's saying this about here's an 11-year-old girl picture or stuff? It doesn't tell you. But I think in not telling you, it does tell you. You know who it is. It's because this is very partisan, the way they did it. And
Yeah.
I don't like how they're allowing everybody to have plenty of time to get rid of evidence before they go and seize properties. Or like, they should have, if they had this information and they knew who his associates were, they should have been investigating all these people and then went and arrested them.
Well, that's
They
what I was
didn't.
going to say. They've not really done that so far, as far as I know. Besides Maxwell, do you think they actually will
Brunel.
start now?
They got Brunel and they got
Oh, yeah,
Maxwell.
you're
They
right.
got
Yeah,
Epstein.
yeah.
Brunel's a big one. I mean, he's just as big as she is. That was a big one. He died in prison, allegedly on his own, just like Epstein. And Maxwell, I don't think she was privy to a lot of the white collar crime and things that Epstein was doing. She was just more of in the prostitutes and grooming the kids. She's too stupid to be handling, bank accounts for the Rothschilds. It seems like the Rothschilds, as with everyone else, Goldman Sachs and the rest of them, they all profited off this huge, like $4.5 billion swindle out of Malaysia, where they were just stealing money out of their sovereign wealth fund. And because Epstein links to that investigation and sends it to the Rothschilds, and this is what they do. It's also funny how anytime someone's being investigated for pedophilia or sexual escapades, like Robert Kraft or whomever, they are all talking about it, all worried about it. So in this scandal, which the Rothschild Bank was found guilty last year, it took a while. He's talking about it with her, and so I don't think Maxwell understands that stuff. She had a role. She worked with Howard Lutnick's sister. Edie Lutnick is a founding member on Terramar Oceans charity that gave Maxwell access to UN members, because she could go in and talk about saving the ocean. But the environment, no one's going to disagree with that. But it lets her rub elbows with all the people they want to entrap. But her job seemed to be mainly kitty fiddling and socializing to get more people for more kitty fiddling. Epstein handled all the white collar crime. So I don't think she can say much other than the sexual stuff. So, but Epstein had it all. They had to kill him. Burnell was a little bit of both. He had a business. He had a modeling agency. He was engaged in human trafficking and rape, all that. He's dead. I would like to see the Burnell files and everyone contacting him, because he seemed to be the point man with the modeling agencies and the girls that even Epstein went to him to get girls. But there's no Burnell file. I'd like to see what the CIA knew. I'd like to see more than just email communications. Where's what happened in court and all those transcripts? They're not giving it to us. This is more. People are very excited about the file. It's not really 3 million files, though. There's so much redundancy. Have you looked at it? Like, I'll see something and I'll see the same page 12 more times.
Well, yeah, it's not very intuitive to go through. I mostly have just seen what I've seen out on Twitter and elsewhere, rather than just dive. I know you've probably dove right in to the actual.
Well, I have the
files.
advantage of already having the list,
Yes.
and so I can just plug in the name and find things on them, and there they are every time. I'm not like every name I've put in has had hits. I go, yep, here they are, here they are, here they are.
Now,
Knew it.
let me ask you this, and then I want to ask about your personal thoughts on the matter, since this has been a big subject that you've covered for many years. This is, fuck, I can't even remember the first time we had
on
you
and off again since 07. But I started talking about it a lot in like 2016 with Tim Kelly and stuff, like certain people that just would let me talk about anything. But after 2019, it hit the fan because he got rearrested and there was like renewed interest. And it's weird because I had just taken an older post that used to be on my forum and stuck it on A&C Report about these mysterious murder of 4 hedge fund managers. Or Seth Tobias was one of them. And in there, I'm talking about Epstein and the mega donors and all that. And I posted that on May 11th. And then in June, he got arrested. Like, something in the universe is telling me, get back on this Epstein story.
Well, it was a good call. And then, so in June, he got arrested. When did he die? That was like a month or two. That wasn't very long after.
August 10th. Yeah, he wasn't in jail very long.
Yeah, I still remember that day.
I got a Skype message from Thomas Rambo that said they got him. They killed him. I was sitting there in my floor drawing the map with marker on big poster board that ends up, being that thing behind me, or not that thing behind me. Sitting there with black marker, and I was writing in Wexner and just going through his financial connections and everything. They say he's dead. I'm like, oh. I made a digital video. It got removed. Yeah, it's just constant cancellation. YouTube supports rapists. That's what it is. YouTube supports rapists. So does Zuckerberg over at Meta. And now you know why. Sergey Brin and Mark Zuckerberg are eating dinner with Epstein. Well, it goes deep. It's like every Jewish billionaire was his buddy.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. One thing that really hit me, I guess it should have hit me before, was just how, I knew he was influential. And maybe this is overblowing it. Maybe he was just a middleman only, but he seemed to have, not just the connections, but trying to influence policy here, or, give this guy a check to do that. He was talking to Bobby Kotick from Activision even. And I'm like, what in the fuck is Epstein? Is it overblown, his influence, or was he one of the most influential people? Not co-signing him, of course, but was he actually a very influential person in his generation?
What it was is he became untouchable. He had Bill Clinton, so they weren't going to prosecute him as long as he had the president. And Epstein was organized crime. And a lot of these financial institutions, Bear Stearns, Goldman Sachs, the Rothschild, the rest of these like hedgies and brokerage firms, Global Apollo, they're all his buddies because they would all go to him to do the dirty work. When you needed someone, because they're all fleecing money, skimming off the top, double booking, all the tricks that banks do. When they want to get leniency from prosecution, for example, if they get caught, Epstein can go get that reduced because he knows the president and he's got the DOJ. Like, if you have Clinton, you got everything under him. And they would go in. Epstein could do that without worry of consequence. So he could go in and bribe and grease palm, do whatever he had to do, sometimes sexual blackmail. But then once he's done that favor for somebody, now they owe him too. He's got blackmail on them, white collar crime blackmail, because he would do it. He helped move around commercial paper with Liquid Funding Limited, Bear Stearns, Ireland, moving all that money. I've gone over that. It's boring, but I've been over that scandal before. He did a huge Ponzi scheme at Tower Financial with Hoffenberger. Somehow everyone but him got in trouble, even though he was the progenitor of the whole thing. He was untouchable. He got the sweetheart deal after he was caught raping 14-year-olds repeatedly. Like the cop, I think his name's Mike Reitner. He thought it was a slam dunk case. Like, we've got all these girls, they have intimate details of what the inside of his house looks like and everything. They've definitely been there. It was easy. No. Federal case, they handed oh yeah, he's dead. Nope. Sweetheart deal. He's part of intelligence. You have to back off. And we know which intelligence it was. All his friends are not only like Israelis or prominent Jewish businessmen, they're all racist. They're sitting there talking about the goyim, how they have superior souls, just nasty stuff like that. And they're part of the World Jewish Congress, the United Jewish Appeals, the Wexner Foundation, Friends of the IDF, like all these places that he either donates to or he's on the board of or sits as a trustee of, or he uses his subsidiaries and has them donate. It's all Israeli. He knows the prime ministers. He knew Ehud Barak. He knew Shimon Peres. He knew Ehud Omar. He knew who was the president. He knew Herzog, the president. Presidents and prime ministers of Israel, he's got him on speed dial, yet he couldn't even get a visa to Russia. He's complaining about it. And the news media is saying he's a Russian asset or a Russian agent.
I saw Drudge headlines.
He's an Israeli agent.
Yeah. KGB backed his op. I'm like,
in the beginning was Les Wexner. You can't get any more Zionist than Les Wexner.
Yeah.
And then you add in Lutnick and Bronfman and the rest of these guys. Like, these are the most Zionist people in the world. How can you get more Zionist than the president of the World Jewish Congress, like Charles Bronfman? You can't. And this family had sex slave parties on Richard Branson's private island. And Branson's giving Epstein advice, like PR advice. So is Steve Bannon. Like, oh, we could say this and do this. They didn't even care about raping the kids. They just cared about the image.
Well, that Bannon interview, there's still like 8 to 10 more hours, is my understanding of interviews that they did.
I think he was planning on a redemption tour.
Which is, I don't know.
And you find out how stupid they are, too. In the conversation, Sean Atwood put it well. He's like, it just sounds like high school level trivia. Did you know this? You know that? And a lot of it's wrong. They're trying to this is like stupid people pretending to be intellectual. That's what it sounded like. You get Bannon, dumb, Epstein, dumb, but like smart enough to like fool a girl from Miami. You know, he's saying stupid stuff like Plato and Aristotle didn't write anything down.
Books. You saw that, yeah.
It's not true. He's saying stuff. He said all kinds of stuff. You know, it's a seed alive, and just it sounds like a couple of high school freshmen going back and forth on stuff they just learned the day before. That's what they sound like. The epitome of what a dumb person thinks is smart.
Now,
which is why Maxwell thought he was a genius.
Now, some of it was a little bit surreal though to see him speak. I've never personally seen him speak at length. I guess all these rich and famous people have, but it was a little surreal to see the interview. Do you think Bannon should release the rest of them? Because I mean,
yeah, I think they should subpoena him and force him to say everything he knows. He's cooked. The fact that he sat there trying to plot out how to restore a pedophile's reputation. And you also see how Bannon, where he called him an honorary Jew, and he's like, I'll just drop the Christian on Christian Zionist.
Gross. Dude, it was what was it? I think it was right when he got rearrested, right? Or was about to. I don't know. It was 2019. Excuse me, 2018 or 2019.
Right before he got arrested again in 2019.
Yeah. So It's tough to explain that one away. I had Jacob Wall on my show one time, and he claimed he was working for Ghislaine Maxwell. I don't know if that was actually true or not, but we do know that Bannon
Like, like
worked
that's
for.
a flex.
Well, yeah, I mean, he just dropped that, and I was like, okay, that's we know she wasn't innocent, but at least maybe you could try to spin something there. I don't really know how you repair Jeffrey Epstein's image. I guess Bannon got a really fat check, but it's biting him in the ass now. So,
Well, they up to prior to TikTok and Elon having X, you could, because you could just go on the media and lie, just like they did with the Hunter laptop. They just said, "Oh, well, that's 51 Intelligence said that's a hoax." No, it wasn't. But under Jack Dorsey's Twitter and TikTok not being around, you could just do that because they already have all the other networks. And I could see them saying, well, it was a 17-and-a-half-year-old. He made a mistake, but he's really a great guy. Exactly what Branson was saying. We can get Bill Gates to say this and that. You could have done that prior to Elon purchasing X and prior to Ellison purchasing TikTok. Like, for the opposite reasons. Elon lets you talk to a degree, and Ellison will not. He's just been banning people left and right. If you say don't kill Palestinians, that's anti-Semitic and you'll get banned. But we had a window there with TikTok. TikTok was more important than X because like the entire youth learned about Israel and its ways from TikTok. And they're talking now about repealing Section 230 and just they raided X's offices in France because you're allowed to deny the Holocaust on Twitter. So, they're like, oh, okay. And that's all it is. It's nothing else Elon did. It's just that.
now, do you
But
think he
I think
regrets
they
that?
really could. I think they could have restored his reputation like Fuentes style, and they go up there seeing how cool it is. And 14-year-olds not bad because Catholics ancient law says you can fuck a 14-year-old. Like, yeah, and they died in childbirth too. It doesn't work. Fucking gross.
Yeah, I just, how can they drop all this and not go after anybody else? Like, I mean, uh,
Well, like 9 people had to resign. Whoopie doo. Peter Mandelson is having his home raided because his crime wasn't simply hanging out with a pedophile. And then you kind of know, but it's all circumstances, but you know what they're doing. He gave him financial information about the bailouts in Europe the night before, which allowed him to speculate and engage in insider trading. That is illegal. And Keir Starmer already has a lot of pressure for fucking up on not grabbing Jimmy Savile. So he's going to have to throw someone under the bus.
well, in
And
his,
so they raided 2 of his houses. So they're going through and getting documents. We'll see. Thomas Massey's pushing hard. Maxwell has to come in on the 9th. She'll just plead the 5th or she'll lie. Clinton has to come in on the 28th, Hillary on the 27th, and Les Wexner on the 18th.
oh, I didn't see that.
That's big. But his lawyers who know everything, Darren Endike and Richard Kahn, aren't coming until August. By then we've already gone to war with Iran. But yeah, the 18th, Les Wexner. Now, I assume, this is my prediction, what he'll do is he'll just go in and go, I'm old, my medical. I don't know. I don't remember. He's 88. And he'll just go in there and play stupid. He's Jewish. He's not going to tell the truth. He's incapable of it. He's been a liar his whole life. He supported all of Israel's causes. And in his mind, he has this like tribalistic loyalty to his cult that thinks they're better than everyone else.
Yeah, I don't expect he'll spill the beans on any of that. Les Wexner, that was the name I was waiting to hear. But okay,
Yeah, and he's the main guy. Like Les Wexner was them before Leon Black, before the Dubins, before even Rothschild. It was Wexner. Wexner is the one that made Epstein. He wouldn't have existed without him. It's only because he could point to Wexner and his money that he would have enough credibility to be able to start conning other people.
now what about? Did you see the part where he said Bear Stearns consulted him while he was in jail about their? I guess that would be about their potential collapse, which did happen, if I got my history correct. How was this
Yeah,
guy?
well,
Yeah, go ahead.
JP Morgan's Jess Staley visited him in jail more than any other individual. He was constantly going to Epstein back and forth. Don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything, probably. We'll visit you every day. Jess Staley was fucking girls dressed as Disney princesses. You and I talked before where he did the older email where he said, "How'd you like Snow White?" And they chuckle about it and goes, "Who would you like next?" And he said, "How about Beauty and the Beast?" And Epstein's like, "Half of that can be provided." Ha ha ha. Now we have another email. He says, "I came in her twice as soon as she put the costume on." Gross. But this is the guy working at JP Morgan facilitating the hush money payments. Because you can't just go around and murder all these girls. They just paid them off. And so they have these packages. So, and it's still, that money was still being moved after Epstein was dead. They still have to pay these girls. So they don't go run and say, like, this happened, this happened. These girls, like,
So his
I
estate's still paying
understand,
them.
like, it's a lot of money. You're like, oh, probably no one's going to listen to me anyway if I tell the truth. So I'll just take the money and shut up. I get it. But I think now people are ready to hear you. So go ahead and spill it.
Well, that's how, yeah, of course. That's how they do it because they'll say, well, you really want to go up against these big time lawyers and nobody's going to believe you anyway? Or would you like this, pretty fat check? Most people are going to take the check, honestly, and you can't really blame them. But
It's like, here's 20 grand, shut your
yeah,
mouth. And yeah,
most of them are going to
they'll
do
do
that.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, most people would.
Now, what are the biggest things you've seen or learned from this that you didn't know before?
It's not knowledge from the files. It's how interested the public is in this case. That's what, it's a renewed interest because when I was saying it and I was naming all these people, they didn't really listen. But now that Jess Staley and Glenn Dubin and Larry Summers and Steinhardt and Wexter and Bill Richardson and George Mitchell and Ehud Barak and the Bromptons and Diamond Crap, Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel, going down this list, are in the files. It's like, oh wait, that was true the whole time. You can imagine my face palm. I'm like, yeah. Do you think I made that up? Like, yes, it's true. And you had this information. The victims, his own employees, the court cases, internal communications that we had already, you could name all of these people, 86 names. And now suddenly they're discovering these people and some. There's going to be, I'm sure there's people in the files that I don't have in my notebook. There's another page on the next one. I had Mandelson here and Reed Hoffman, Rothschild, Shimon Perez, Larry Page, Robert Rubin, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I think it's the first time I read any names off the second page, by the way. You're welcome. But it doesn't matter now. Like, it's out now. It's in the file now. They're
Reveal
gonna find
here.
these people.
Mandelson is really being made an example of. I'm not sure everybody knows who he is, but spin doctor type strategist in the Labor Party, going back to Tony Blair. Actually, before Tony Blair, he kind of helped plot his rise, I believe. I don't know. I have to brush up
I
on that.
think
But
his nickname was similar to Richard Pearl. It was like Prince of Darkness or Lord of
yeah,
Darkness
he's
or
known
something.
for dark art type shit in politics. Yeah, for sure. And now he's
And
getting.
he likes the boys.
Oh, see, I actually didn't see that part of it. I just saw him standing in a diaper talking to some woman. That's the image they.
I think
That's
it's
the
tidy
image.
whities.
Yeah. Okay, I guess maybe tidy whities, whatever. Some people say diaper. That's gonna be the image that he's remembered by. I'm afraid because every time they show
I
him,
know.
I'm just like, dude.
It's that old thing like when Thomas Paine said the king's, shit's on a toilet too or whatever. It's the king's got to take his pants down and poop like everyone else. And when these people, they see someone in their underwear, like you get rid of the. Derek Jensen is a good sociologist. He wrote about this called Culture Critique, I think it's called, or Window, whatever. But his dad was a uniform salesman. He sold like military uniforms and stuff. And like so much of it is the uniform, the armor, It gives them, when these churches and stuff is like, it's so decorative, and you're like, you feel so small looking at the artwork. It makes you feel insignificant. But when you see some dude just in a t-shirt and tidy whities, you're like, oh, he's just a fucking guy, like anyone. It goes back to the biblical story where, what is it? Lot's daughter saw him without his robes or whatever, and he was naked, and they realized, oh, you're just a drunk, naked old fool, and that's what it is. You see Mandelson in his tidy whities, you're like, this guy is just a fucking pervert, just a degenerate pervert. That's all he is. And it affects people when they see someone they used to always see in well dressed, not dressed. They realize, you don't realize psychologically how powerful the uniform is.
100%.
They
Also,
look without it.
I'm looking. Actually, I don't know how many people have seen In the Thick of It, but it's not fully based on Mandelson. I guess you could say partially based on Mandelson, a comedy.
Like the cartoon.
No,
In the
it's
Thick of
a parody of British politics, basically.
Oh, okay.
Kind of done
right.
in the Office style, but I guess Alistair Campbell and Mandelson kind of a amalgam there. But so
I think
yeah,
in cinema, Eyes Wide Shut would be the most
yeah.
apt.
What about the wildest stories we've heard? And now I remember
Tom Cruise is right again.
No, I remember being like, "Nah,
he's
there's
right
no
about
way."
Big Pharma. He was right in Minority Report, and he's right in Eyes Wide Shut. What does he know? Maybe Zoran or whatever from Scientology did give him a secret knowledge.
Dude, it's fucking. I saw there was a lot of astonishment, but now it's a week later. You know, is anything actually? I hate to be blackpilled on this over and over again, but
no, it's just a bunch of people resigning in shame from their positions, but they're not getting arrested. But that's not how these things work. It's weird. You need the public pressure first, which sounds backwards. Like, if you know someone's committing a crime, do an investigation and arrest them. They're really rich and it's such a headache. Let's just do it. They will make the investigators' lives hell as well. And with Trump as president and Trump's in the file, it's pretty hard for them to do a real investigation. So I think they pulled the only card they had. Well, let's just give it to the public, and then the pressure will rise, and then we can make arrests. That's my hope, at least. It's like, why do it at all then? If not, there's got to be some reason. They didn't even have
really
to talk about Epstein, It could have just been like Joe Biden just never mentioned it, and it would have gone away. But he kept making these promises. Oh, we're going to do this and do that. I think Trump is so arrogant and narcissistic, which is, I'm not alone on that, that I really think he truly believed he could do this executive order stunt with his yes men and just do like the white binder bullshit and say, see, there's a file and be done with it. He did not anticipate a congressional order coming in and asking specifically, we want these files and we're subpoenaing these people. Well, Thomas Massey's the man.
I agree, and that made it a lot worse. He might have gotten away with, Epstein, just forgetting about it, except he did that terrible binder stunt, which is so Trumpian, like, hey, look, here's the big binder here. We're giving it all out. But immediately that was, lampooned all over the place. I don't think there was really anything new in there, maybe a phone number or some shit. But
no, it was just like the same old blacked out flight logs and black book, that'd been out. I think Nick Bryant had that out. It was nothing. And I said, I think it was on Fresh and Fit or something like that. I was on some show and I'm like, this is what they're going to do. They're going to release flight logs and black. And that's exactly what it was. Exactly what I said it was going to be. And you're not going to get anything new. Because it's Pam Bondi and them like, yeah, it's on my desk. But do you remember her? There's film of her. She's like a luncheon or something. And they're asking, how come we don't have the files yet? She's like, well, it's thousands of videos and it's a bunch of little kids in there. Oh, thousands of videos with little kids, huh? We're not getting that yet either. Well, you could blur it out, but it's like, dude, if they're doing this, you want to up the outrage, you want some heads roll. The public needs to see this. And like, everyone around him knew that he was engaging in these activities. They probably did it with him, but they all knew and said nothing, did nothing. Why? How can that many people know that that's going on? And the only way, the only real explanation is because they were participants. And the compromise goes both ways.
Well, yeah, it wasn't exactly a small circle. The guy's talking to Bill. Let me bring this up before I forget. Bill Gates. He's denying everything. He said that Epstein made that up. That seems like a very strange story to make up. The story is, if you haven't heard it, he caught some STD allegedly from a Russian prostitute, I think, or working girl, and he wanted to dose his wife with the medication while he also took the medic. I don't know. It's pretty bizarre.
The salt guy.
Like,
yeah. Somebody made the meme of Melinda Gates. This Diet Coke tastes funny.
I saw her. She gave a comment. Then I saw his comment, which was basically just denying everything. So
the thing is, his own wife, when she did divorce him, because props to Bill Gates, he did not do what Branson said. He would not say good things about Epstein. And he ended up with a divorce. Of course, had he said good things about Epstein, she still would have divorced him. But out of her own mouth, she said the reason for the divorce was over Epstein. So it's true what Epstein said. You know, Russian hookers, STD, whatever. Bill was fooling around with girls. There's photos of Bill next to these girls, and they're not his wife. You can't really tell the age because they put black boxes on their faces, but you can see him down there. He's on Epstein properties with a definitely young woman that's not his wife. He's grinning ear to ear. Come on. I think he's such a mark, a little nerd. We know he had an affair in early 2000 and 2020, and that was taken care of. Was with another employee at Microsoft. Why, like the guy is. Why do you need Jeffrey Epstein? You were the richest man in the world at one point. Do you need his advice? Like, what are you doing meeting him in person in New York? And Bill Gates is very, like, he's parsing his words, very Dershowitz-y, where he says, well, I never went to that island. So you went to New York. You can't do that in New York. You got to only do it on the island. All you need is a shut door. You don't need an island.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I saw the statement. He was very lawyerly. He just said
very,
the island.
Yeah, very legalish.
Yes. He just said he didn't go to the island. So, yeah, that's a good. For those who don't know, Epstein owned, like, how much is that house worth in New York? The Brownstone or whatever the fuck it's called.
I've heard different numbers, but like
it's
50 million. It's like it's a lot. And he got it for like 20K. Some say $1. That's not true, but he got it. Basically, got it for $1. You know, in hyperbole. And that's Wexner that did that. It used to be a school, and it's a house. And Bill went there, and Bill Gates said, Bill Clinton too, but Bill Gates said in an email to another person in Microsoft, oh, I ended up staying very late in the night. Very attractive young Swedish women and her daughter, probably Ava Duvin and Selena. We know Selena was roped into this. Epstein was her godfather. There's letter, and Ava's his ex-girlfriend, so she's sick in the head. She sent Epstein an email when Selena was 15 years old saying Selena has 5 friends coming over tonight for some party. Come over. Inviting Jeffrey to hang out with 6 15-year-olds. What? And he's like in his 50-something by then. Why? Why are you gonna hang out with a bunch of it's their own daughter. That didn't matter. These sickos often pimp out their kids. They involve their kids in the financial scams too. Like the scandal, the 1MBD from Malaysia. It was the head of state's son who he had open up like a movie company, and they were pushing money through shell companies into his movie because you can't tell how much is a movie. Oh, we don't know. The budget's this or whatever. And money would just disappear. They were just buying properties in California and New York and, typical. But he did that through his own kid. Like a lot of criminals involve their own children in crimes,
A
but
lot.
it's really disgusting when you're talking about prostitution
Well,
is the crime, and you're going to literally pimp out your daughter.
it honestly, I don't think it gets much lower than that. Actually, I mean, is that really? I was gonna say killing your, excuse me, killing your own child, but I don't know. I think that might be worse. To be honest with you, so I,
There are, I covered the scandal of this is dark as fuck. It was on the dark web, the real dark web, where they were selling abuse of children, and for $40,000, you could watch a child get uh, raped to death. And in a lot of incidences, the kids that were killed would be by their own father or uncle or mother that would kill their kid brutally. Like, this is the people they trust the most. And I mean, they're raping like 3-year-olds and stuff, and just bring out and abuse them until they died. You can look that up. Raped to death, Italian sex ring. Like, look up. It's usually within the family. They don't just go and kidnap kids. They do it to their own kids. It's probably why they had a kid, just so they can mess with it without anyone knowing. It's like gay couples adopting a son.
that's
Why? Why always boys? So what are you doing, guys? I don't trust them.
yeah, I'm not a Dave Rubin respecter, to be honest, but he's not the only one
They get
though.
caught
Sam
over and over.
Altman.
Gay couple abused their child. Like, gee, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, it's just not. That's not something I'm in favor of. But nobody loves the gays more than Trump. Now, speaking of Trump, doubling back to this, do you think this would have happened if he had pursued a different media strategy? Not just at the beginning with the folders,
No, he's
but
too
then he
arrogant.
basically said,
And
"Fuck you,
listen, to be
Congress."
clear,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not. That's not a diss on gay people in
No,
general.
I
It's not.
know.
It's kind of like the all dogs are animals, not all animals are dogs. I'm not saying all gays are pedophiles. I'm just saying a lot of gay couples, or the ones that are raping kids, tend to be their own family members, and that's true. Like, and a lot of rape in general is by family members or boyfriends. It's not like mugged in the
That's
street. It's usually, if you really look at rape statistics, it's by people they know and know well. But anyway, go ahead.
same for murder, too, usually. But
Yeah, it's usually crimes of hate. It's not random murder. There's a reason. Yeah, exactly.
no.
Like, they disrespected me.
Oh, Trump.
That's the reason.
Have you seen? Right.
Oh, so Trump's media, like, Trump has handled everything the wrong way. The Binder Gate, it's a Democrat hoax. Like, it's not. And he's still saying that. And Lutnick's right next to him. And Lutnick's in the file. Trump's in the file. And Lutnick fucking lied his ass off. He's sitting there saying, "Oh, I cut off all relations after this pervert got arrested." No, he didn't. Him and his sister are doing business with Glenn Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein. They did business together. He's writing to him as recently as 2018. He's dead 2019. They're meeting together, they're eating together, they're doing business together. They worked on charities together with Maxwell too. And he just lied. So that's not illegal to lie, but it's like, why are you lying? And more than why are you lying, why'd you do it? Why are you hanging out with a child rapist? You know what he does. He's been convicted. You knew he got a sweetheart deal, and it was actually worse than what he got convicted for. And these people are like, well, he only got the one count of prostitution with a minor. We're like, yeah, that's what he got. But that's not what he did. You can see the other girls that he had groomed and raped. He just didn't get convicted for it because he's so well connected. The cops believed it. The prosecutors, everyone knew. In fact, in the 2005 case, the chief of police tried to get Barry Kushner removed as a prosecutor because he was refusing to actually prosecute on slam dunk evidence. He tried to get him removed. But that didn't work. He went to the feds. Little did he know, it's Clinton's feds. Well, they didn't do anything either. Or not Clinton's by then. Some of it was Clinton, some of it was Bush's, whatever. You know, same
I
thing.
was gonna say
They weren't acting. Yeah, it really is.
it really
It
is not
doesn't
that. There's not that much difference, to be honest.
same thing with Biden and Trump. Like he kept Christopher Wray. Why? Why? The guy gets up investigating you, idiot.
But yeah, it's
I
just
don't think he knows who to replace him with. You look at Trump's cabinet, like he had like podcasters and Fox News hosts. He had like Pete Hegseth and uh Tampon Gino. Why are these fucking idiot meatheads in any kind of role for anything serious? That's what the only intelligent people I can think of in his entire cabinet are Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. And if RFK Jr. wasn't RFK's son, he probably wouldn't know him or how that he's smart or anything either. Yeah.
Wouldn't. that's his
Like,
that's his claim to fame. I will say Tulsi, I saw they were going after her. I haven't fully caught up on that story, but I saw the usual suspects blaring that.
she's so disappointing, but she's not dumb. That's the point. Like that's someone that's in a role and isn't retarded. Okay. But most of his cabinet, like it doesn't get dumber than Mike Huckabee. The guy doesn't believe in dinosaurs. Okay. It doesn't get lower than that. And he's got like Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, two real estate tycoons who just inherited money from their parents, out there doing negotiations with Russia and Iran. Steve Witkoff, who's so tied up with the mob, like everyone ought to know his name for that. But he's the one he picked, and he couldn't even name the Oblast. And that's who your point man on Ukraine and Russia? Because he doesn't care. He's just an Israeli firster. That's it. I don't think he picked his cabinet. I think Netanyahu picked his cabinet. He got a bunch of Christian Zionists.
Another meeting with Netanyahu is 7th. I don't know if it's in DC. I guess it's in DC. 7th meeting with Netanyahu since his second term.
And every time he meets with him, something horrible happens. Remember, do you know who else owns an island besides Branson and Epstein? Ellison.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. No.
The guy that bought TikTok. He owns his own island. Who did he meet with in August of 2021? Worst person in the world.
I do know. So I don't know that answer, but I do know he bought a house from.
Yeah, you do. Hoffman. Who's the worst person in the world?
You're putting me on the spot.
Who's the most evil? Who, if you had to pick the Antichrist, who would it be? It's gonna be obvious when I say
Netanyahu.
It. Who said his name? Netanyahu. Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Once you get that name, you're like, oh yeah, that guy. There's nothing worse.
Oh yeah, there's nobody.
That's who he's meeting. Why is he meeting Netanyahu on a private island? For what? Because he's a hardcore Zionist. He ends up buying TikTok and banning all the pro-Palestine accounts. Had nothing to do with the Chinese or any of that. And those hearings were so embarrassing. Like Tom Cotton, like going off. And he's like, I'm Singaporean. No, I'm not in the Chinese army. Singapore is not China. Like, you had to keep correcting them. They're like, does this use the Wi-Fi? And they're like, it's up to the customer. You know, they didn't know what to even ask. They're so ignorant about computers and all that. And they're just like, you work for the Chinese in your China? They're like, the communist China? What are you talking about?
I still have the
whole
global
reason
app.
for getting rid of TikTok was because they needed it to be pro-Israel. And Satan Yahoo himself got up there and said, like, this is the new front in war and weapons of war. It's information. They want TikTok. They want to censor X. They're going after it. It's the last thing left. I guess Substack.
Have a healthy regard for that might happen, actually. Just one day, that chopping block's going to come down. Now, it'll probably take some type of external event or something like that, but I've been around, and so have you, when it wasn't quite so easy to get your views out there and make a living doing this. And
I don't think they'll announce it, though. I think they'll just quietly shadow ban everyone who matters, you know, and that's that. That's all they got to do.
Well, the new algorithm kind of sucks anyway. It's
horrible.
It's terrible. Like I never.
And what are the odds? It just censors all the accounts critical of Israel, huh? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so body. Like, how could you have advertisers? Like, half the clicks and stuff are from robots or bot farms of like people in India.
Yeah, it's what's that dead internet theory? I don't know. I don't know what's real, what's not, but I think this whole Epstein thing has surprised even longtime viewers of this scene. I know you had a couple surprises too. You were in the files. Tell us about that before I forget.
Yeah, I was in there 11 times. It is creepy because they're reading my emails. Like, why do you have access to my emails? Okay, fine. So they have that up, and I'm not in the file in a bad way or anything.
No,
I
you
think
know,
Dan
no.
Bilzerian's in there once or twice, and it's just like a picture from his Facebook. It's stupid because someone said to Epstein, the only guy that can flex on you is Dan Bilzerian. Like, yeah, but you know, Dan's women are of age and they actually like him. He doesn't have to pay them. you know, he's like the opposite of Epstein. But yeah, Finkelstein's in there because they're complaining about
Yeah,
him. Whatever. I'm in there. They don't like me either.
I'm shocked.
I'm talking to some victims and victims lawyers, and I was just like um trying to be the calm person in the room, and Virginia Giuffre killed herself. And I'm saying, look, don't assume this is murder, because that freaked all the victims out. They think, oh, they're gonna kill me next. I went over the whole case, and like she was, all the signs were there. Um, that's all it was, and it's like duplicates of that and something else. And some people thought I wrote what the other replies were. I'm like, just because it says from Ryan at the top, mine's just the first sentence. Then when you see another blacked out name, that's someone else. I didn't write any of the rest of that stuff. I think Candace is in that same thread. Um, you know, she's just jumped the shark with the time traveling and the
Oh
dream
boy,
interpretation, but
astral
whatever.
projecting. I saw that today too.
Did wait, are you serious?
Yes, she
Uh,
said we
do
could.
you think she's just like pretending to be crazy so she doesn't get sued by Macron?
I
Like saying Bridget's got a dick. Well, clearly I'm nuts. I have astro project. Like,
I
what's
mean,
funny is she's still going to be number one because the public is retarded and they believe in all that stuff.
yeah,
They
she.
do.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess her numbers have went down a little, but she's like as far as I know, she's still number one. But she's literally
Still
talking
kicking
about.
it with a different Charlie Kirk conspiracy every day. It's like daytime soap opera, true
Yeah,
crime for women type of thing, and there is an audience for that. And this is kind of like a long-term theme argument I've had is you cannot win against sensationalism. Like, if you want numbers, if your goal is like monetization, then you got to do what Candace or Alex Jones do and just fucking lie to people and just like stories. Because if you tell the truth, it's not as fantastical and it's not watered down enough. And that's what they want. They want to, you're a patriotic dick pill. That's what they want to tune into. It's funny and stuff. So you got like your male soap opera Alex Jones and your female soap opera Candace Owens. And it's just fucking nonsense. Like earthquake machines and RFID chips in your dollar bills and stuff and whatever. Frogs are gay and he wanted the Moab Gaza and stuff. And then you got Candace over there talking about maroon shirts and how French assassins are out to kill her and they want to silence her, yet she still has a monetized YouTube. Like, they haven't taken your YouTube away. I think you're pretty far away from being shot or
as
whatever.
far as I know, she doesn't even have a strike in her
No,
history.
she's not,
Yeah.
because she's great for the system. The more dumb shit she puts out, the better, you know? And like, I don't like TPUSA. I think they're a bunch of holy roller Christian Zionists. That's enough. I don't need any extra. They suck right there. They had hundreds of millions of dollars from Zionist Jewish donors. Like, they're doing what they said, including Charlie. And Charlie knew better, but he never refused money from them. They refused to give him money, but he never refused to take it. It doesn't matter. Like, he's dead. And it was a faggot on the roof. Like, he's on fucking film with a rifle leaving the roof. He did it. Whether he had accomplices, which I think he did, we'll never get to the bottom of it because this story has been turned into a tar baby by Candace. No one serious wants to look at it now because they don't want to be associated with that crap.
Well, and how could you even get a conviction on
And
any
Alex is
accomplice?
doing that with
Yeah.
Epstein. He's like, he's still
I
alive.
was
You
going to
know,
ask you
don't you
what
know they
he's
did a
saying.
body swap?
I've heard some people
Ooh.
think that and say that. I've
Dude,
I
he had
don't
2
think so,
autopsies.
really, but I have joked around about it. Do you? You don't think he's alive?
Fuck no. And I tried not to even joke about shit like that because
Yeah, that's
people,
fair.
no matter how sarcastic you are, someone will think it's real. He
I
had a
found that.
second autopsy where the photographic evidence and physical evidence show that he was murdered. That is not something the official story wants out there. If you say it was suicide, it needs to be suicide. And the medical examiner, his name is Michael Baden, said he was murdered. And he gave all the explanations. And Mark Epstein, who called for the second autopsy after the first Jewish pathologist said he killed himself, he wrote a letter and it's in the file saying, I believe my brother was murdered and Trump ordered the hit. That's big. He
And
was president and he had a lot of reason to get rid of him too.
yeah, well, one of the funny things Trump said in the last 6 to 8 months, he said, what was it? Biden was president during the time. He totally mixed up the timelines, which he does all the time. Which Biden did ignore this while he was president, but Trump was president, when all this stuff was happening.
2019, Trump was president.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When Epstein got suicided, whatever the fuck, died of natural causes there in his cell, whatever they claim happened. Trump was president. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I guess we'll see.
Trump had him arrested. Trump had him killed. Trump had Maxwell arrested. Trump had Brunel. That was all during Trump's timeline. Now the French arrested Brunel, but like all that happened before Biden was president. Once Biden became president, there were no more arrests. They just didn't even talk about Epstein. Of course, the Bidens own a bunch of property on Water Island, just north of Little St. James. And you look at Hunter Biden with all his crack and whores, like it's not a stretch. And Biden sniffing kids, and like this is how these people are. All of them, both sides, Clinton, Biden, Trump, it doesn't matter.
Hunter Biden not in the files though, as far as I know. I saw a post bragging, not by him, but somebody saying that Hunter Biden, the one thing they can't say is he was not in the Epstein files, at least. So I'm sure that maybe he had a more direct connect. I'm not sure, but Hunter, there was one other.
That's what I'm saying. He can get girls from Brunel just like Epstein.
Yeah, exactly.
Was.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have to get Brunel's girls through Epstein. You could go straight to the source. And they all knew each other. Where was Nygaard getting all his girls? Where was Robert Miller getting all his girls? They all have Bronfman connections, by the way. Where did Keith Raniere get his girls? Like, you don't. It's not like only Epstein can do this grooming trick. A lot of them did. Robert Miller did almost the exact same thing. He had people go and recruit him, told him it was a massage, and then escalated like the exact same playbook. Maybe it's in the Talmud. I don't know. Where they get this idea.
Well, Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots.
Robert Kraft got happy ending massages and blowjobs.
Yes, he did. And they've kind of whitewashed that away now. They even destroyed the evidence.
Did you see the letter it was a call he made? The guy that dropped him off, I forget his name now, but whatever. The guy that took him to Jupiter, he wrote to him because he was driving all the way back there himself to go again. And he goes, no, I think Mingling is really special. I'm different than all the other guys. Like, no, you're exactly like every other guy. Simp.
Yeah,
Robert Kraft. He fell in love with a hoe. She gave him a little rub and tug, and the two of them, one of them was according to the video.
How did he get? Anyway, that's another story. I read about the case when it happened, but I'm sitting here thinking, I guess they were just watching that place. The police. I have to go back and refresh how he.
What's weird is that it was like over 1,000 hours or something. How many times do you have to see this before you end it? You know, what are you guys doing? Jerking off in the van? Like, what's going on? With Robert Kraft, the way they caught the Johns was they had already they said there was like a fire or something, so they got everybody out of the building. Then they went and bugged the ceiling, and they put all the cameras everywhere, and they just didn't act on it forever and ever and ever. They made a traffic stop with surveillance, the coordinator. So everyone that came out of there, they were just stopping cars and getting licensed, so they would get the ID of all the men that went and visited the place. And Robert Kraft was one of those. But he played stupid. And it's like, dude, you went after that, you went again. So you wanted it the second time, and it escalated. You got a blowjob the next time. The girls got in trouble, and he didn't. Now, that doesn't make sense. Either everyone gets in trouble or no one gets in trouble. You can't be like, well, you're guilty of prostitution, but you're not guilty of receiving prostitution.
Solicitation of. I had forgotten that
And
they
look,
had him
I
on
don't really
long-term.
care if
No,
someone
I don't
goes
care
and gets a
either.
dick
Obviously,
yank.
yeah.
It's just that you're a billionaire and you're engaged in this kind of degenerate activity, and you're also in the Epstein file, so it's not a far hop.
No,
That you were financing, participating in that is something you tend to do. He didn't have remorse or any of that. He just like got away with it. He's doing a Super Bowl commercial to fight
I know.
anti-Semitism.
That's why I brought him up. Yeah. Was it
You
Blue
got like some
Square?
black kids. Dave's a Jewish kid from a white kid who's a bully or something.
Yeah.
Total Hollywood. And it's like, yeah, you guys just got caught with an Israeli-sponsored international pedophile ring, and you're still the victim. Of course.
Always the victim. I don't know. It's insane to me.
Like, yes, anti-Semitism is bad, but
Like-
that ain't the issue here. People are not mad at Epstein because they're anti-Semitic. They're mad at Epstein because he raped kids.
Yeah, the Judaism's way down the list. Actually, I would feel that's not for most.
You hated religion for some other reason. You could not like Christians or Muslims or whatever. I get it. That is not why people are mad at Epstein. They're mad at Epstein because of his behavior.
Yeah.
But every time I've ever heard someone say anti-Semitism, I look at it as like, it's like your behavior has no consequence. It's people yelling, "I didn't do nothing." It's like, are you not standing here with like a stolen bike and like, yes, you did do something. You know why you're getting arrested? Because you're a thief. Like, you broke the law. You assaulted someone. It's not because you're color. It's because you're a dumbass.
Well, I think
The
about
first go-to thing is this, and women too. Like, if something bad happens, they yell sexism. Something bad happens to a Jew, he yells anti-Semite. Something bad happens to a black person, he yells racism. It's like it's just something you can say because half the time it works. It'll get you out of trouble.
It does work fairly often, but I don't know. I'm just completely astonished by so many different facets of this. The rollout, Trump fighting it. There's still another 3 million apparently documents to come out. Levin saying ignore it. All the usual Jewish talking heads, don't pay any attention to this. We're wasting time.
Everybody who wanted to bomb Iran
Yes,
is downplaying
literally.
the Epstein file. What a coincidence!
You would think they'd be a little bit slicker, and I guess I'll kind of wrap on this, but like even just
it's like every fucking one that cheered as they bombed Gaza and they want to drag America into war with Iran for Israel is saying Epstein's not a big deal, or Epstein was actually the Russians. It's like it's the Telegraph. It's Mark Levine, Loomer, all of them. Like, I knew exactly what they were going to say before they said it. I'm like, watch what happens. They're like, this is nothing. There's no rape. Rah, 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 rah.
But that doesn't sell with the public at large, though. Like, it's a total mistake, in my opinion.
Well, you act like they have self-awareness.
Well,
they don't.
Okay, that's you're right. I'm giving them credit, but it's like you're pursuing a failed strategy. Most people think, wow, this is super interesting. How deep does this go? Bill Gates, all this stuff, every politician you could think of. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Yeah, it's just the most notorious pedophile of our lifetimes, and his files.
Associations alone, like, you all knew what he fucking did, and you're all out there doing business with him, having dinner with him, and like, I wish you hadn't got caught. It hurts your reputation. Like, dude, he did it. Does it not bother you what he did and what he continues to do? That doesn't bother you, and you act like, oh, it ended with after he did it, raped all those 14-year-olds. Like he didn't keep doing that. He had little kids at his house. He had like topless girls at his pool. People are writing him saying, "Bring your harem." They all fucking knew what he did. His plane was nicknamed the Lolita Express.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
I
pretty
can tell you
explicit.
there's a bunch of Hollywood producers, a bunch of Jewish Hollywood producers that are taking a sigh of relief because they're like, oh, it's not just us. It's also Jews in finance and Jews in intelligence.
Well, I appreciate you talking to me. Sorry we had to reschedule a couple times, but I'm gonna upload this
We
as
bounced
we
three
we,
times.
we found. Yeah, it was Thursday, Friday, and then today, Saturday. I guess it's Sunday there. So
Something happened to your leg or something?
yeah, dude, I fucked up my knee bad last year, but it was enough to where I could kind of pop it and it'd be okay. That's probably a bad sign. And then I'd say Monday-ish, I've torn something inside my knee. So.
Ow.
Yeah. Did you say ow or how?
Ow, how?
I
And
fell
also
down
ow, but
and hit a table, like the pointy edge of a table in Colombia when I was saying my daily prayers there in Colombia. It was quite an event, and so yeah, that
I
was.
guess oh God is a prayer.
Nah, I fucked it up almost a year ago and didn't get it fixed, and so now it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to get this fixed if you want to walk normally. So yeah, it's been quite an ordeal, but you know how it goes, man. A couple OGs, we're still here. Promote where they can find you, sir.
You can find me ryandawson.org. It's not always like I get more serious when I'm writing articles and stuff than like shows are shows. You tell jokes, you'd be offensive because whatever. But ryandawson.org and also antineocon.com. That's the store where you can get Epstein gear, like
Get your
maps
Epstein,
and
like. But nah, man, you've been ahead of the
not
curve
like
on this whole thing.
a quarter zip or anything.
No.
I've got a hoodie with a map and client list on it. I'm like, fuck these people. Yeah, it's just we'll see. Subpoenas are coming. Wexner on the 18th, Hillary on the 27th, if they can agree on conditions. Bill Clinton. I heard Bill Gates is going to get subpoenaed too. I hope they put his wife in the front row. So go ahead, Bill. Try to lie. Wouldn't that be something?
Well, dude.
Microsoft got a virus.
Oh, blue screen of doom. I can't believe. Look, dosing your wife. Okay, look, I'm not the king of Moral Mountain, but that's a little too much there, I have to say.
What kind of STD can you just get
That's the
rid of
other
with
thing.
antibiotics?
What did he get? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
just warts or something. Like I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his plan there was. Actually, I'm unaware. Maybe it was some special Russian shit.
Just put it in the jab. That was the whole reason for the pandemic.
That's why he was pushing the jab so hard. We don't know the full ramifications.
Bassem Youssef posted this too, and he's a doctor. They were like planning a pandemic back in 2015. They were discussion about it with Epstein. What does he need to know about this anyway? What is this? Well, there's more mystery and questions than answers. Like these files just lead to more question marks. What the fuck are you talking about? Torture videos and stuff. Why are you all such fans of pizza and grape soda? Like, what is that code for? What is this?
Elon being autistic, that was pretty funny. Though I have to say, where he tried to get him to the island. But there's a couple other times where
he's like, to be clear, there are cuties under 25. He's like, that would be a waste of my time. I don't want to see diplomats. They're like, Elon, it's not diplomats, it's chicks.
The first line was, "Do you think I'm retarded?" Like, I know it's Epstein. He's like a fucking evil guy, but like that made me laugh out loud.
Do you think I'm retarded? I don't want to hang out with diplomats. There's a bunch of prostitutes. Come on.
There's a bunch of hoes here. None are over the age of 25. Elon took a pass, I suppose, on that one. But thank you.
Well, he was like, "When's the wildest party night?" And they're like, "This guy's too autistic to allow to come. He'll tell on us."
Yeah, I think he told Ghislaine.
Because Elon would get there and be like, "Where's the ladies? Why is this one 14? Hey."
Did you sign the guest book? Like, okay, yeah, Elon, thanks. But yeah, that did.
He might be so autistic that he just can't get the social cues. So, and he was arguing with Reid Hoffman about that. You
I
say,
saw
well,
that.
you went there twice, and the first time maybe you didn't know. The second time you can't lie. Like, dude, the first time he knew. Okay, like maybe you wouldn't know the first time, but they all knew what they were doing before they went there. It wasn't like, oh, surprise, middle school kids. They knew. That's why they went there.
They all talk to each other.
You don't think a hedge fund manager could just buy escorts himself? He didn't have to go do that with Epstein. There's only one reason. There's only one reason.
Exactly.
It's not hot dogs and pizza.
Philanthropy.
You can get that easy.
Yes. It wasn't philanthropy, but I appreciate you talking to me tonight here, midday there. And next time we'll have you on live. This is just I'm usually not broadcasting at this time, but I wanted to get this in, get your take on Epstein, and congratulations on staying on this for so many years. Because
vindicated.
Really
I'm still waiting for the 9/11 file. I'll get vindicated on that too.
Well, that one might take a little bit longer before.
I don't think they ever promised that. I think the public split that in.
Yeah.
If they ever really like unredacted JFK, I'd get vindicated on that also. But I don't see him doing it.
Nah,
not unless Massey becomes president. That's what I want. I want Thomas Massey to
huge
be president.
W for Massey as well. I have to say, hopefully he gets to keep his seat. I think this is going to be pretty popular.
And I'd work for him for free. Like, I want you to be president. I want you to release all these files just so I can do the "fuck you, I was right, I told you so" dance, you know.
A little touchdown dance.
I'm kind of done. Like, I don't want to do research up into my 50s. Like, I've done a lot already, you know, and until I can see more results, like more files being released, then I'm wasting my time. That's how I feel. I'm getting kind of black-pilled about it.
You've put in a ton of work as it is. So I think your record speaks for itself, and your Killstream record speaks for itself. And thank you again for taking the time out. And I will post this, and I'll tweet it myself. That'll be my Sunday content, I think.
Well, I appreciate it. You were on the only shows that would get near me when I was nuclear. So,
well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you saying that.
You know that there wasn't a lot like Patrick Little. I was the only person like more nuclear than me.
I think that was the one. Yeah, you know, I even let him on the show. Actually, you remember that?
Yeah, remember he came on?
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
And I was like, yeah, you can say that to me.
I actually had to fucking dude. I had to issue like, no, I don't support that type statement. Right wing watch hit me up, and I was like, "No, that's the statement of the guest." Like, I actually,
he had a sign that said "You rape kids." They're like, if you had waited a few years.
Yeah, I know exactly. He was ahead of his time, bro. Holy shit! Where is he? He should be cleaning up right now. I don't know, but. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was like a real situation.
He's a trailblazer, man. You know what happened, and I see this happen to some other people right now, is he just got red pilled too fast.
Yeah,
and they went full, you know, too much in one way.
Whoa, hold back a little bit here, sir. They have ways to ruin you. Hold on, chill out a little.
It's wrong too, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming out, and good luck on everything.
Wrestling show, man.
Say what?
You gotta see the Undertaker talking about Sid Vicious when he was called like Mr. Humongous or some shit like that. It's hilarious.
Yeah. We do need to talk about the wrestling show. We mentioned that a couple months ago.
Because I'm serious. Like, I want to get out of all this and just do something mindless, because it'll make more money and it probably won't get canceled. So
probably not. I'm wrestling.
Tired of it. I'm sick of being blackballed and canceled. They just knocked out my stripe the other day, and I got to start over again. I'm like, I just don't have time, you know.
Well, and that's the thing. It's a war of attrition.
I love it.
It's a war of attrition. But yeah, I definitely want to do that. And like you said, branch out. I'm not gonna quit the kill stream. But yeah, branching out doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'll hit you up on that tomorrow, as a matter of fact. If you got
All
some
right, hit me
ideas.
up. I'm gonna go eat.
All right,
Get
brother.
some pizza. No, I'm
Pizza
not.
in Japan. I was about to say what?
Actual pizza. Like, to be clear.
Yes. All right, brother. Salute. Ryan Dawson here, live. We recorded it live. I'm a little tired today. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I meant to have maybe more insightful questions. You judge it on your own. If you loved it, I loved it, and I did love talking to him. And the guy always gets in there towards the end. Started cracking me up as well. So shout out to Ryan Dawson. And I may do a stream Sunday night. We'll see. But watch this. Well, if you've got this far, you've already watched it. So watch it again.